Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. Well, high pressure is dominating New Zealand at the moment, mostly light winds, dry and fairly sunny in many regions. This is the big high, so the strong winds, they've gone out to sea. A little bit of a colder night, overnight last night for the North Island, so it was a bit cold when you woke up on Thursday morning. Friday morning might also be a little cool in both islands. There might be some fog patches as well due to this big high that's crossing right over us over the next couple of days. So this is lunchtime Friday and still the high smack bang over the middle part of the country. So another day of light winds, another day of a bit of a cool morning but a mild afternoon, and there could just be a few cloudy and foggy patches here and there. A couple of showers maybe lingering in the northeastern corner, and we might also see a shower developing somewhere along that western side of the South Island, but they'll be isolated. Otherwise, it's looking mostly dry. Now for the weekend, and Saturday goes downhill in the South Island. You've got a cold front moving in, rain on the west coast moves northwards across the day. There'll be a bit of spillover into Southland and Otago, but not a lot. And the winds are pretty strong as well. They could be gale force through the Southern Alps and maybe just extending a little bit out in towards Canterbury up around Kaikoura. Otherwise, as you go further north, the winds actually fade out. The North Island's still under the high pressure system. The northwest winds build around Wellington. There might be an isolated shower somewhere from Taranaki down towards Kapiti Coast. Maybe an isolated shower in Northland as well. Otherwise, it is looking pretty dry. By Sunday, it goes downhill in the North Island. That front that was in the South Island makes it to the North Island, but it's much weaker. So just a few showers or some patchy rain, a little bit of a southwest change. Still very windy through the Southern Alps. Still got gales in some areas. And another surge of rain comes in later on into Southland and the west coast as the next cold front basically comes in. To Monday, and high pressure pushes a wee bit back into the North Island, so it's dry, but it's still a little bit cool with the southwest winds. There might be an isolated shower. Rain on the west coast, still very windy through the Southern Alps, but again the theme, mainly dry for these eastern areas. Southland, you're sort of on the edge of it. It'll be cloudy for the most part, but there might just be a little bit of patchy rain in there as well. And then we finally get to Tuesday, and it's still pretty messy. We've still got a lot of wind and rain, gales through the mountains, might extend out into the Canterbury Plains for a time, coming in from the west, but then a colder southwest change, and in the north, windy westerlies. In fact, the windy westerlies, that's pretty much the theme across next week. So that means that the wetter weather will be on the west coast, driest weather will be on the east coast, and for the most part, still the next 7 days look mostly dry in the North Island, mostly dry along that eastern side of the South Island, but a bit wetter than average over in the west. That's all from me. We'll update you again on Friday as we head in towards the weekend.